Ranveer, this is like a homecoming for you, doing a Yash Raj film. Do you, if I take you back, do you remember the first day you came to this studio?
Wow, I remember the first day I came to this studio. I first went to Ajivasan. Then I went back for when I got a call back again, I was called back to Ajivasan. Ajivasan is in Juhu only, next to SNDT. That was the old office, which then became the casting center, which is where I gave my audition and I went for my call back. Yes, I do remember the first time I came. I do remember the first time I came here. It was to meet Habib Faisal and Anushka Sharma, who was the writer and co-actor, my co-actor in that film. It was my third or my second call back, and I was quite intimidated by this place actually. It's so, it feels so large in stature. You know, it has to do with the reputation that the company carries. The most prominent and premier production house, cum studio or entertainment conglomerate, would call it what you want, since the past 35 plus years, 50 years if I'm not mistaken. So ek to that notion ki yaar Yash Raj hai, and then it's one of a kind, right? This kind of studio facility that they have in the suburbs, it can be very intimidating. I was very nervous, but I was projecting confidence, meeting Habib sir for the first time. And Habib sir has that kind of personality, you know. He says whatever he feels, he expresses himself, you know. So when I was when the reading wasn't going well, he made it very evident, and that really put me on a back foot. I was so nervous. Anushka by then was already a star. She had done Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, and I had loved her in Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, like loved her. And they didn't tell me that I was going to meet her, so the door opened and there she was sitting. I was like at 6s and 7s. Cut to 10 years later, the same thing happens to Divyang Thakkar, the director of Jayeshbhai Jordaar. It's like the script came to them, they loved it. Manish sir said, I'm making this. He took it to Adi sir. Adi sir said, I can't wait to make this. This is a story that just has to be told. What an amazing script. And then they called me to hear it, but that night they didn't tell, in the same room, if you please, where this callback had happened, where Habib and Anushka had met for the first time in Yash Raj. Exact same room, Divyang sitting there, exact same way. They didn't tell him I was coming. So when I entered, it took him like 5 minutes to get to collect himself before he started what I will never forget, narration like no other. And at the end of which I said, bro, I'm doing this movie. And it's never happened that I don't take a day or a week or 10 days to kind of think my decision through, because which films you say yes and no to are you know, a large part of the game. You know, it's as they say, the filmy kidas, you know, they say you live and die by your yeses and nos. So I took absolutely no time to think this through. It was impulsive, instinctive, on the spot. He finished the narration, he said the end. I got up, applauded him. I had been crying and laughing throughout the past few hours. He finished, he bawled, he sobbed into my shoulder. We were in an embrace for a good 5 whole minutes, and I was like, bro, you really have something to say here, and I would be honored to be a part of this.